Many department stores offer the lowest possible prices, but at the expenses of all of those around them. They exploit the people who harvest the materials. They exploit the people who produce the goods. They exploit their own workers and staff. And most notably, they exploit you, the customer. All the executives care about is the money in their bank account. Parkat is a different company. A company that wants to establish a legacy of corporate social responsibility for many generations to come. However, Parkat has encountered problems. They've lost focus of their strategic vision. They're having trouble finding ethical suppliers, and the board of directors is forcing them into a direction that looks a lot like, well, Walmart. We believe that the best thing for Parkat to do is to slow down their growth expansion and focus on reorganizing their current business strategy.
To refocus Parkat's core business strategy, they must first realign their corporate culture with their original values. First, executive compensation must be changed. Currently, Vega's bonus is tied to net income. However, during the first few years of taking on initiatives, Parkat will inevitably face very low profits. For this reason, management compensation should instead be tied to a net promoter score. Visitors to the Parkat store will be asked to complete a survey in which they rate the company on how well they've satisfied their 4 key stakeholders. Bonuses will then be applied based on these survey results. As for employees, Parkat should increase the number of mandatory volunteer hours required from them. This will help them to strengthen their relationships with their current partnering organizations.
In order to regain the trust of consumers, Parkat must immediately sever ties with their unethical suppliers. Production can be moved locally in the short term, and if ethical outsourced suppliers can be found in the long term, Parkat can reallocate some of their production in order to save on costs. However, it is imperative for Parkat to have strict framework in order to rate their suppliers to ensure that they match with their company values. If establishing this rating system is not feasible overseas, then outsourcing production is simply not an option for Parkat. Suppliers should be reevaluated every 6 months to ensure that they are still in line with Parkat's company values. Parkat needs to improve its environmental image by refurbishing old buildings and instigating more community environmental initiatives. Refurbishing old buildings is a better use of resources for both Parkat and the environment. An example of an upgrade to a building would be the green roof. Green roofs, we believe, are the way of the future because they are being implemented already in city bylaws, they last for 50 years, they decrease heating and cooling costs, and they are better for the local environment. Parkat should also be involved in reforestation and tree planting initiatives around their community. Of course, these initiatives will cost a lot of money, but Parkat has the advantage of being an all-equity company and can leverage by using debt. They'll have a high interest coverage, and debt is cheaper than equity.
Outside of Oshawa, Parkat's philanthropic desires have faltered as they have been unable to find a foothold in the market. We believe that Parkat should establish a collaborative relationship with a charity that is well established in the community. Aside from just donating to these initiatives, they will establish a program where they employ impoverished members of the community and provide them a second chance at life. Parkat will constantly work to provide a better life, a better future, and a better community for all. In many communities, farmers markets are a source of pride and tradition. This is why Parkat will provide cash incentives for farmers to grow more crops while only taking a fraction of their profits. What this is going to do is it's going to increase the farmer's bottom line, it's going to allow more access to nutritious, homegrown foods, and it will allow Parkat to establish strong ties within the community.
It is through these initiatives that Parkat will gain strong ties of trust, community, and friendship.
It is through these initiatives that Parkat will regain and remain the premium department store.
And it is through these initiatives that Parkat, in the words of the founder Robert Liche, will leave a legacy for many generations to come. Thank you.